And welcome to my tarot corner. So in this reading I'm going to use two tarot decks. Usually when I do that I use two really simple Rider-Waite decks. I decided to use these decks that are a takeoff on Rider-Waite, which is actually a Rider-Waite tarot, but a little bit embellished. So this one is called Tarot Master Tarot Deck by Astrology Answers, and I will explain in a minute why am I using this. So this is the first one, and the second one is called The Secrets of Tarot. This is very cheap. It comes with a very thin instruction or booklet. The packaging itself is not too great, and the cards are quite thin, but it has this kind of vintagey look in it, so I like this deck as well. And it is also a Rider-Waite tarot, but the cards have some kind of explanation down here, and but I'm not using the explanations because I use my own interpretations. So why am I using two decks? Because I am doing what is called a comparative SOS reading. Now, this reading was something that I meant to do when Tom Bower's book came out, and it was regarding whether or not Camilla said or called Meghan the minx. And Tom Bower in his book actually claimed that she did. Now came out Angela Levin's book. So I meant to do that then, and then so many things happened that it became irrelevant. And then now Angela Levin's book came out, and she claims that this is not true, that Camilla is not a person to use this kind of words, and she never called Meghan a minx. So I'm going to do what is called a comparative SOS reading, in which I am asking which one is stronger, which is the true, the one who says the truth, or the one who is more right. Is it Tom Bower or is it Angela Levin? Wait a minute. So the Astrology Answers deck is going to be for Tom Bower. I will take 3 cards for him, and then three cards for Angela Levin from the second tarot, and then I'm going to compare them. Usually the most important card in these readings is the middle card, the answer card, and we compare which one is the stronger. So I am looking into Tom Bower's book and whether or not he was correct when he said that Camilla called Meghan a minx. So this is the first reading, and this is a little bit harder with my cast because I need to do both of them. So I'm not going to reveal the cards yet. I'm just going to take out 3 cards. A minute. And put them here, but they will be still concealed. So the first card will come from here, and the second card will come from here, and let's take another third card from down here. Okay, so this is for Tom Bower's book. And the next one will be for Angela Levin. So while I mix the cards, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So this deck will represent Angela Levin's claim that that Camilla never called Meghan a minx. So let's collect the cards. And it is curious how those things come back to haunt a person. And sometimes they get out of the public domain and then they come back again. Sometimes I can find thumbnails that I've prepared in advance for readings that I was meaning to do, and then I see that that I haven't used them because it was just irrelevant even a day later. So I have such a huge list of topics that I did not use because they came out of fashion, let's say it that way, very quickly. Okay, so now I'm going to take 3 cards for Angela Levin. Sorry, this one is not spreading that well. Although the cardstock is really thin, these are thin as paper. Okay, so let's take a card from here and another one from here and the third one from here. Okay, so first I'm going to discover which the middle card in both readings. And for Tom Bower, what we get is the 10 of Swords reversed. So the 10 of Swords is a no card, and it doesn't really matter. This is a straightforward no card. It doesn't really matter what we have on the sides. Tom Bower's book is probably not correct, and it's not the first time I think that I found that Tom Bower is not correct, because I also checked his claim that the Queen said that she was, at least Meghan is not coming to Prince Philip's funeral, and I checked that and it wasn't true, at least according to my reading. And here we get a clear no card, but it also shows us that this is a rock bottom place, and as I always say about the 10 of Swords, it is a better card than the 9 of Swords, which is also a no card. But the 9 of Swords is desperation and anxiety without any hope. With the 10 of Swords, there is kind of hope because there is a new day coming up. So here we see a person that has gone through a very big storm, went through all of the terrible places that he could have been, and then learned his lesson. And if he learned his lesson, then he can see the bright day coming up. So this card is a little bit better than the 9 of Swords, which has no hope at all, but still it's not a very good card. So, and this card is telling us that Tom Bower was not correct, but by the cards on the side, maybe we can find out why or what did Camilla did say. But let's see what Angela Levin's card is telling us, and we get the Magician. So first of all, the Magician is not a yes or no card, it is a message card. But the Magician speaks about being able to manifest, being able to create, and this is a card of someone who is sometimes not telling the truth, because he's someone who is extravagant, someone who is likes to perform in front of an audience, and you know that all reporters have that kind of character, that personality character. They like to be in the headlines, but still this card is better than the 10 of Swords. So it is a card that tells me that probably Angela Levin was more correct when she said that Camilla did not say the minx about Meghan, and then we can see by the side cards what is actually the source of why did that rumor come out. So let's see what we got in Tom Bower's cards. And here we have the Seven of Wands reversed. And the Seven of Wands is about finding that most important thing and focusing on that and pushing aside all of the irrelevant information. And this is something that every author needs to do. He needs to sieve the lots of information that is coming into him and try to pick up those bits of information that are important, the ones that are true. And in this case, because it is in the reverse, we see a little bit difficulty to focus. So Tom Bower got so much information, and it wasn't so easy for him to figure out exactly which are true, which are not true. Sometimes probably because he got corroboration from more than one person, he felt that it's a little bit more safe to come out and say that this and this happened. But this shows us that he was actually flooded with information, and he needed to try and sort the things out, and it was very difficult. It was difficult because it came out in the upside down. It shows us how difficult it was for him. I don't think that he did that on purpose. I think that this card shows us that it was really difficult for him to pinpoint on the most important pieces of information and let all the trivial ones get out. And this is a very hot piece of information, so this is a headline. And of course it was hard for Tom Bower to give it up and not write it in his book, but still it probably wasn't corroborated in the best of manners. On the other side, we get the Two of Cups in reverse. And the Two of Cups is a card that speaks about being active, the need to be active, the need to be the suitor and not wait to be courted. And this is something that also was difficult for Tom Bower. He approached a lot of people. Some were readily consented to speak on record. Some were consented to speak but not on record. Some did not even speak at all. So this is about Tom Bower approaching a lot of people, being the suitor, trying to get more and more information. And this card also shows us how difficult it was for him. So he was approaching a lot of people. He was in a way facing a brick wall in many places. It was hard. It was not an easy task for him to write that book. It was, and this card also shows us how hard it was for him. So he actually went through a lot in trying to corroborate every piece of information in his book, and he really thought it was not done in malice. He got that information from someone who probably wanted to get back at Camilla for one kind of something, I don't know what, but he got that information from someone, probably got it corroborated from someone else, and then decided to go out and print it, but it wasn't true. Okay, so let's see what happened with Angela Levin. So we see that first of all, she was able to manifest, she was able to create the book. It was easier for her because of the Magician. And on this side, we get the Queen of Wands reversed. So the Queen of Wands reversed, that's Meghan, of course. And as you can see, the Magician is pointing towards Meghan, but she is in the reverse and she's not looking at him. So this can really represent how, sorry. Well, I'm sorry, there was this kind of disturbance, so I had to pause the video for a little while. So as I was talking about the Queen of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Wands is the egotistical queen. She's the one who only thinks about herself and her immediate family, nobody else. And she is the one who has problems around the ego. She is the one who is jealous, the one who will betray everyone. So this shows us that Camilla maybe thought these things about Meghan, and this is why that came out. I believe that this card comes here because the minx was something that was in Camilla's mind. She didn't actually come out and say that, not in public, but she really thought about it, and this is probably why it came out, because probably she did say something that could be interpreted this way, and people that interpreted this way told that to Tom Bower. So the phrase, the minx, was cemented there because probably this is what Camilla thought about Meghan. So Camilla did see right through Meghan. She saw that she was egotistical, that she was extravagant, that she was someone who likes to perform in front of an audience, that she is someone that will betray the family. She saw that in advance, and she, in her mind, thought about her this way, and this is why it came out this way. On the other side, we get the Sun in reverse. So the Sun is another major arcana. We get two major arcanas here, which also makes me believe that this was something in the emotional realm, not in the physical realm, because major arcanas are always some kind of spiritual cards. Now the Sun is a card of happiness, of abundance, of having everything that you really thought about, and it is also the Father card. And we know that Camilla is married to Harry's father, and so she was thinking about the way Meghan is let's say influencing Charles. She didn't like the way that Meghan was probably trying to flirt with Charles. She didn't like the way that she was playing Charles. She probably saw all of that. And here we can see that the child here is, it's a girl, not a boy. And what else we can say about the Sun in reverse? Because it is in the reverse, we're looking at the negative aspects of this card, and these are the inability to accept abundance. Abundance came in Meghan's way when she joined the royal family, but it was really hard for her to accept that and to accept all the rules that came with that, and Camilla saw it. Another thing, it shows us neglect of relationships, neglect of family connections, and we saw that even before she got married, before the wedding, with the way that she treated her father. And this is another thing that Camilla saw. This is also a card that shows problems around ego and immaturity. So just to sum it up, the reading that, Camilla did not say the minx about Meghan, but she really thought that. And because she thought that, she probably said other things that could have been interpreted this way, and people that were around her understood it this way, and this is what they said to Tom Bower. So Tom Bower did not lie. He did not do that on purpose. He found it hard to sieve all the flood of information that came his way, and since not a lot of people were willing to talk on the record, he had to try and corroborate every piece of information. That wasn't very easy for him, and he was courting a lot of people, and that wasn't easy for him as well, and he had to try and convince a lot of people to talk on record. So we can see that it was really a hard job for him, and he tried to corroborate every piece of information. Sometimes when you come across something so juicy, it's hard to leave it out if you don't have enough corroboration. And I think that he knew that Camilla will not sue him. But according to Angela Levin's reading, Camilla did not say that, but she really thought that about Meghan. She was worried about Charles. She was worried about the way that Meghan was playing Charles. She saw right through her from the beginning. So this is the tarot, and the oracle deck I'm using today is the Goddess Spirit. You see that I've decided to show you the boxes when I'm taking out the oracle. And the Goddess Spirit is for Camilla. It's not for Meghan. It's not for anyone else. It is an advice for Camilla. So let's just try and spread the cards and try and take one for Camilla. Not very easy to spread those. They are sticking together. So I'm just going to I'm just going to put my hand around them and try to get one, and maybe, okay, this one. Okay, Persephone, Introception, Limbo. Okay, so let's see what does the book tell me about this card. So according to the book, the tarot card that corresponds to Persephone is the Hanged Man. And I don't know if you know the story of Persephone, but the Greek mythology that speaks about Persephone is telling us that Hades, that is the god of the underworld, abducted Persephone, and her mother, Demeter, was so distraught that she neglected, and she was the mother of everything of earth, and she neglected her duties, and everything stopped growing. The sun stopped coming out. It was a big winter, let's say it that way. And then when Persephone was allowed to go back, there was this let's say mediation between Demeter and Hades, and the contract that they came to was that Persephone will spend half her time in the underworld and half her time with her mother. And this is why we have summer, which is when Persephone is with her mother, and winter, which is when Persephone is in the underworld. So this is the realization or the explanation of the seasons of the year. But what this card is speaking about, it's speaking about looking at all the options as changes take place. So this is about looking inside, looking at all of the options, and this is for Camilla to introspect her emotions and look at her options and make the choices that she needs. And sometimes she needs to let go of some of the things, sometimes she needs to take them on. But it is a card that tells her to look at her options and take the right decision taking into consideration all of the changes. So I think that this is about her relationship with Meghan and taking into consideration the changes that she caused to Harry, the changes that she caused in the royal family, and in the relationship between Harry and his father, and Camilla as a consort and someone who is there to be on King Charles's side. She needs to think about her options and take the right decision. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.